Hello and welcome back to the Great Circle, an upcoming animal survival game set in a giant African caldera. I'm TJ, developer for the game, and I'm bringing you another live development stream where I'm finishing up some final touches on the map before finishing the completion. God help me. The completion of Update 1.6, the forthcoming expansion of the Great Circle from one playable animal to about 15 playable animals, the expansion of one playable area to about 9 playable areas, as well as the addition of new mechanics such as marking territory and a certain form of breeding and many other things, which I'm going to be going over a little bit later. But I want to go ahead and get started. Thanks everyone for joining us today. If you have questions, just go ahead and ask them in the chat. I will try to get this bot to read them out loud so that I can focus on the development without looking over at the chat screen. But if I can't get it to work, I'll just read them out loud myself. If you missed the stream, you can ask questions in the form of comments below the video, and I'll get back to you. Get back to each one of those questions one by one in the form of comments below your comments. You can find out everything you need to know about the Great Circle via the links in the description. You got links to our YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. You also can get to our website. Now, YouTube tends to break links a lot of times, so if any of those don't work, go directly to our official website, thegreatcircle.weebly.com, and you'll get links to everything else from our website. We control the hyperlinks, so they always work from our site. But hopefully, all you have to do is click the YouTube link, and it works. It'll take you directly to the official YouTube and to all of our social media. So definitely, if you support the game, follow us on every social media that you can, subscribe, comment, like, share it with your friends. And of course, let's go ahead and get started with our development today. I think we'll go for an hour. Shorter development, but we'll see. I tend to say an hour and it ends up being 3 or something like that. But how's it going, everyone? In the chat, we're going to go ahead and get started here. All right. Are you crazy when you saw me streaming live? I tend to do it just spontaneously. There's no schedule, so I just kind of do it whenever I can. I want to do it as much as possible because as a kind of way to promote the game. One of the finishing touches that I want to do is the new kind of water that I'm doing, that I'm using for my rivers and my lakes. I want to darken it. See how kind of it looks clear, but when you go below, it looks, it has the teal that I want. And of course I need to put plants and stuff along the floor, but this is a new river and I'll get to it eventually. But first things first, let's go ahead and make sure the map is working. I'm going to go ahead and load in as our elephant. Oh, you almost broke your leg. Be careful. I don't want to be the reason anyone breaks a leg. It ain't going anywhere. The Great Circle's been around for just over a year now, so I think we passed that danger zone where a lot of games figure out whether they want to actually do what it is they set out to do. I think we're going to be here to stay. So let's get started here. And we're basically a 99.9% grown baby elephant. In a second, it's going to switch to the adult model, and the game is not going to crash like it did in previous streams. I just jinxed it, and I'm confident. Let's go. Evolution successful. Okay. Excellent. Beautiful. So that works. And I should see the migration path on the screen. Yep. Very nice. And let's just make sure the water's drinkable. Hey, how's it going, Tops Mobile? How you doing? Yep, water's drinkable. Great. We solved a bunch of problems yesterday. All right, now. as is customary, I'm just going to spend a couple minutes walking to just make sure everything is kosher, everything's good to go. That is edible. Let me make this a little smaller so I can see the thing. Alright, so just ignore this. This is just for development purposes, but this is basically a marker that it will change its position from time to time. And when food runs out in one area, a new area will populate and you'll be given the path to get there. And you get there to new feeding grounds and stuff. I want to use a similar system as far as like nesting grounds and mating seasons and things like that. So this is kind of like an audition for that system. But as long as I stay over here, there is food until it's all eaten up. Well, there doesn't seem to be a lot of food. But you compete with the other herbivores to eat the food. That's the idea. You want to get to it first. Will there be a toppy? I do not know what that is, but if it's an African animal, good chance that we'll get it. Fair chance that we'll get it. Oh, that's edible. Now, of course, all the animals are drawn to areas that have a lot of food, so the migration area, once it populates, will attract AI animals. So here's a look at, oh, snap. Need to crisp that up a little bit. Fog shouldn't come on that quickly. It normally doesn't. There. Toppy's a red hartebeest. I have no idea what a red hartebeest is. Is that anything like a wildebeest? I shouldn't say that. It's not even spelled the same. Actually, it is spelled the same, 2 E's. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but if I find that it's African, if I find that I can get it into the game without too much trouble, I'll get it. If it's going to be a lot of trouble, it'll take a while, so it'll be down the road. Don't really have a lot of time to research new animals. All I do is just put them on a list. Like, I can't really invest in them yet because until 1.6 gets done, it doesn't really matter how many animals I want to add. They got to have a good system to come into, and 1.6 is that system. But we'll get to them eventually. Alright, so we've been in the map some time. It hasn't crashed. That's good. The animals are still working. And make sure that they're turning correctly now. Well, let me double check my timer on something real quick. And order of business number 1, we're gonna make this river darker. Will there be a saiga? I don't know, because I don't know what that is. But basically my blanket answer is if it's an African animal, eventually, I'm pretty sure that I can get my hands on it and get it. Let's see. I have the settings that I want over here. Let me go to my little parameters. I just want to copy it from the lake that I did. Here we go. Scale and contrast. Alright, here we go. Let's start messing with this. That did nothing. Let's go back. Still nothing. This is annoying. You know what? Why don't I just use the lake material? Let's try that. Oh no, they're same. Let's see here. Is it okay if I ask you about animals, or is it annoying? It's okay, but I mean, I can't really give you a yes or no on like every animal you can think of. Like it, I'm not at a point where the new adding more animals is really a thing that I can focus on right now. At some point, I do want to go down the list and be like, all right, yes to this animal, no to this animal, yes to this animal, no to this animal. But realistically, I can't do that right now, and it really doesn't matter. If the animal that you suggest is a native African animal, it's going to be an automatic yes. The only difficulty is whatever difficulty I have in getting it into the game. The questions would be more along the lines of things that are like exotic animals or invasive species. Those would be a little more tricky. But hang on one second. Okay, I thought I had a crash. But it's kind of like it's hard to answer those because those have a lot to do with the narrative and why there are exotic animals in the first place. But yeah, there's no point in asking like a list of animals right now. Like I can't focus on that. My answer would be yes. If it's an African animal, I would definitely have it in the game if I can get it into the game. Um, there we go. All right, let's see. Oh no, I need to do this over here. Hang on. See if I can get this to change to reflect what I'm looking at. Okay. Yo, you heard of? Tana says, yo, have you heard of Artemisia? I've heard of that. It's another animal survival game coming soon. Yep, I've heard of it. I saw it on one of Simo's streams or videos. By the way, I love your zebra model. Thank you. Thank you. I don't. I don't love the zebra model. It's just, the zebra is just one of those animals where I thought it'd be a really cool thing, but it's like when I started doing stuff to like the fur and stuff, and I was putting them, and I was doing the thing that will automatically like make variations and stuff. It's like zebras, when I was looking at my references, zebras look the same, all of them. Like if we're talking about the same species, like I know the subspecies are different from each other, and some of them have these skinny stripes and stuff, but when we're talking about just within the same subspecies or species, they look the freaking same, dude. Like I can't tell them apart. They are really hard to like it's not like the lions and stuff. Like the lions are a challenge in and of themselves, but zebras all look the freaking same to me. Let me see here. I might have to do this water material on off stream. Let's go and check the random spawn point. So what we're gonna do is switch to player starts. Let's see where we end up, just randomly. The run animation is fine. Like that zebra, if anybody looked at that zebra run animation and told me like it doesn't look, it looks fine, dude. Like I put that side by side with any other zebra thing out there and it looks perfectly fine. The thing is, I wish zebras had just, I don't know, I guess they wouldn't be zebras if they looked different, but I just wish they were just a little more like the elephants. Like I can have brown elephants, I can have more gray elephants, I can have pink ones. I could, by the way, we're in the north region. This is the canyon. And it's the same map, it's just a big map, so it's all connected, really. Let's make sure the water is drinkable. like I looked at doing stuff with like the hair on their necks and stuff. It's just gonna be a really, I don't know, just one of those animals. There's just not a whole lot to do with it. Let's see if we can get up to the top of the hill over there. But sometimes zebras have different stripe color instead of the black. Sometimes it's brown. Yeah, I know. Still, it really isn't gonna matter. Like the I already tried like some of the like the brownish kind of stripes that you really can't tell, except when you're like playing the player zebra mode and the camera's really close and the lighting has to be correct because the lighting does change from a higher temperature lighting and it gets cooler during the top of the day, so it looks more bluish. So it really doesn't make much of a difference in the game, not yet at least. What I think will make a difference for the zebra is when I have the ability to do like muscle transformations and scars and stuff like that. That's really the only saving grace for that zebra. Otherwise, the zebra's fine. It's a perfectly fine animal. It just is not as there's just not as much to do with it as other stuff. And I shouldn't be complaining about that because there's already too much stuff to do, but you get what I'm saying. Hi Zuko, hey Dino Gamers, how's it going? But the run doesn't look like how some zebra... I don't even know why you're focused that much on the run. I haven't even shown the zebra, like barely at all. The run looks absolutely fine. I know, because I did the transformations. Like it looks like a zebra running. It doesn't look like a horse running, it looks like a zebra running. Which I didn't realize horses were faster than zebras, by the way. Interesting fact. I thought it was the other way around. I don't know why, because horses are taller, they have longer legs. I don't know why I assumed that. I guess I just saw too many documentaries where they were running from things. Oh, I can't get up that. Let's do a different spawn. What do you prefer, Springboks or Thompson's Gazelle? You know, I think Springbok. Well, actually, the Thompson's Gazelle, they're both cool. I like. Oh, I got the same spawn. They're both nice animals. We're gonna go the Springbok route, I think. With whether or not we do one of those, I think we're gonna do them both, but we're gonna go with the Springbok route first. They have this weird jump that they do, Springboks, and I think this is where they get their name, where they do what's called pronking, where they like jump up and arch their back and dip their head, and it's like it's a weird dance thing that they do. They do it as a warning sometimes, and other times they do it because they're happy, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, I like both Springboks and Thompson's Gazelle. Probably, I think we're gonna end up going Springbok route first. Something about the wider face. I guess if I have to choose, I guess I would prefer Springbok. The jump plus the wider face is appealing to me. All right, let's try the spawn again. We got East Savannah spawn this time. Let's see how far the walk is to. We want to go west. So the good thing is, you see that giant rock stack over there? That's the biggest landmark in the game right now. It's called the, well, I don't know if it has an official name. I have a few different nicknames for it. It's basically a stack of igneous rocks. It's in the center of the entire Great Circle map, and you can kind of see it from every direction. You can see it from the north, you can see it from the south, you can see it from the east over here. It's huge. Where's our migration path? Oh, it's back there. Well, I'm gonna go away from that for now. Alright, let's see. We've got 300 seconds to a change of migration. 300 to 2,000 seconds. We'll keep going this way. You've seen it once in your stream, plus it's the same one from Anomalia. Are we talking about the zebra? Are we still talking about the zebra? I don't doubt that another independent game may have some assets that are the same, because neither one of us have money and can afford exclusivity. But I tell you, my dude, I was looking at models for buffaloes and zebras, and after a certain point, well, I won't say the buffaloes. Buffaloes, you get a lot of different stuff. Zebras, on the other hand, I was looking at a zebra that costs upwards of $10,000, and it was magnificent. All right, and I was comparing it to one that cost like $500, and I compared it to one that cost like $1,800, and I could not tell the difference. I freaking could not tell the difference. Like, they are basically, the only difference that I saw was when you zoom in on the ears. One of them had like the right looking kinds of hairs coming out of the ears, and one of them had like the right looking gums on the teeth and stuff, and that was like the more expensive ones. But other than that, dude, they are the same. I am not kidding. You cannot tell the difference. If I put them on the screen for you right now, the rendering of the models has so much quality that your screen, whatever you're watching it on, will not be able to distinguish between the pixels. It's gonna look exactly the same. The only difference is the animations, and they run the freaking same. Oh yeah, one had more eating animations, which would have been a very nice bonus, but honestly, it doesn't matter. Like, zebra doesn't matter. Oh, you know, a landmark should be down there. For some reason, going into the horizon like that, there should be another kind of landmark. I don't know what, but there should be something. From here, we cross the river and we're into the central grasslands. Will there be a Gantz gazelle? Wasn't there a very similar name for zebras, as a matter of fact, like a Gantz zebra? I can't remember. But probably, if possible, there will be. I'm interested in the gazelles and the antelope. I'm very interested in getting as many of those as I can, like elands, kudus. Very interested in those kinds of animals. It's fine. It's funny you, Animalia, and Amisha use the same leopard. What else we're gonna use? I mean, what do you expect? Like, all these projects are independent projects with no money. So it's like, if we were gonna use like exclusive stuff, we're talking a lot of money. There, there's no surprise about any of that. But the interesting thing is the directions. I think that's what's going to set the games apart. The direction of one game is, hey, it's just a open world simulator with African animals and that's it. The direction of another game is, hey, it's an open world simulator with a bunch of animals and that's it. And the direction for us is, we are an animal survival game. We're set in a giant African caldera. It is a story based, well, it's a game that has a world that is based on a narrative story that the game follows. It's got animal survival, it's got human gameplay. You can be a tourist, you can be a photographer in the game, you can be a researcher, you can be a conservation officer. It's got a lot of stuff that's going to be in the Great Circle. I don't know how far the other games want to go, but that's kind of always been the goal for this. I think that's what makes this kind of interesting. Oh, let's see for night vision. Maybe get rid of the glare. Still going towards the rock. Will there be horses? I'm not sure about that yet. I'm in favor of it. I'm just not sure. The horses aren't really a priority because, you know, there's a very small herd of horses in Africa. The wild horses, I forget the name. But there's like 50 on the entire continent. It's like somewhere around 50 of them. But we'll see. I'd like it. You know, I like putting animals that are similar to other animals because they can like compete, not just in terms of size, but the type of animal it is. Like the horses could be competitive with zebras, for example. They're a similar type of animal. All right, hang on. We're going to make a quick exit. Oh, like farms? Yeah, there's going to be farms. There's going to be different types of humans in the game. Farmers are going to be one of them. Farmers and villagers. So there's going to be like a village area on this map. It's not there yet, but I have a spot kind of picked out. And, you know, you can choose the amount of interaction that you want to have with people. Like you can go and raid the farms for like food if you're a herbivore, or you can go and try to hunt cattle if you're a carnivore. But then that brings danger. That'll have like the village people out hunting you. So it'll be up to each player how they want to play. Check another spawn area. See if we can get into the wet marshlands. I agree with you. The models probably look the same for the zebra. I was just saying the mate. Hang on, I can't read this thing. It's too bright. I was just saying, however, whoever made the animation should do a little more research for how. I completely disagree with you. It really is not a big deal in the first place, but I mean, if you're telling me that's not how a zebra runs, I just think you're wrong. Point is, I shouldn't even be talking about models and stuff in the first place. That's asset stuff. That has nothing to do with anything for the player. Players don't need to worry about what assets are being used, where they're coming from, anything about the animations really. Well, the animations, you want the game to look realistic, right? And to run good and be authentic and everything. That's what you care about. You don't care about any of that other stuff. That's stuff for me to care about. And that should be the case, because if I were going to be taking advice on models, animations, and all that stuff based on what players observe from chat, it would be a disaster. It just does not work like that. You don't make decisions on models, assets, animations, anything in games based on player feedback. You make gameplay mechanic decisions based on that, but not on that. Especially if you're an independent game project. There's just so much stuff you don't realize. Like, if I showed you an animal like a kudu, it looks beautiful. I found a kudu that was perfect, affordable, everything. But it was so high quality that when you bring it into the game engine, it breaks it. Like, you have to remake the model. You have to repoly it, shave it down, make it so that it's not so many triangles and stuff like that. And by the time you do that, you basically made a new model. You did it on your own. And now you got to retransform animations, and now you got to redo a lot of other stuff. There's just so many logistics with this stuff. Like, it's just not as simple as, oh, this looks good or this doesn't look good. Because I would agree with you. Some stuff looks better than others, but it's not about that. It's about what works. So, only things that are going to ever make it into any video game are what works. The only person who will ever understand that is the game developer who is doing the stuff that makes things work. Unfortunately, if I could take the easy way out, spend a few bucks, have all this stuff done, I'd have this game done by now. I would totally do it. Then we would all be just playing the game right now. We wouldn't even be going through all this stuff. Will there be donkeys? I have no idea. I haven't thought about that. I would think so. It seems like a good domestic animal next to the sheep and other types of cattle, but I haven't really looked into that yet. I don't have a donkey, like, even in development right now, so I would have to get one. All right, let's back to the water. All right, we need to... All right, we're gonna mess with the river. Let me see how deep it is first. I need to get a Croc's perspective. This river probably should be a lot wider. Swimming certainly does not work for the rivers. Give me a second. I'm gonna fix that real quick. Just got into rivers recently, so there's a lot of settings and stuff that have not been re-implemented for rivers, as opposed to ponds and lakes where we know that the croc works. Will cattle be playable? No. Probably not. But you'll be able to play as, like, Cape buffalo. You'll be able to play as the wild animals, the wild bovines and stuff. I'll think about it, though. Nobody's asked to play cattle before. I just figured that'd be like an easy, like, AI type of animal, just put in, not really put that much work into it. for as far as controls and mechanics and stuff go. We'll see. I'll think about it. Here we go. Okay. One more. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Alright, let's test it. Alright, so the river should be swimmable. Oh my god, did you really just ask that? Will the farmers whip my ass if I get there as a zebra and kick their cattle? Yeah, I imagine they'll attack you if you attack their animals. They will 100% attack anything that attacks the cattle. Oh. Alright, well, it's sort of working. I've got some other stuff to do, but at least now the swimming stuff works. Now the problem is you can see him. Can't really be an ambush predator if he doesn't really have a spot to ambush from. Alright, so now we're going to mess with the brightness of this water. Yeah, when it's all said and done, I think kind of the way that the farmer response will work will be like, it'll be like in Grand Theft Auto when you commit a crime or you beat somebody's ass in public or something like that. Like they come after you, like the police start to swarm around you, you know, and it'll be something like that, just more limited, because obviously there ain't no helicopters. Villagers are going to be on foot a lot of the times. Material here. Now if I can get this water material to function correctly, we're golden. So excited to be playing as a baby giraffe. That's one of my favorite animals right there. And man, are giraffes big. I did not know they were so big when they're first born. Like I thought like maybe the size of a German shepherd, you know? They're actually 6 feet tall from the jump. Like when they drop from the womb, they're already 6 feet tall. They're already taller than most people as infants. Those freaking things are huge. Okay. Finally, it's working. Now I just need to pull it back a little bit. So, all right, all we want is for it to obscure whatever's in the water. You know what? Let's put a test model down there just so we can kind of see. There we go. Just gonna put a croc right there. All we want is to be able to hide the croc. It's too much. I move it an inch and it does that. Let me see, what else can I do? How about this? 8. Okay, how about 20? God dang it. Now we're getting somewhere. Alright, let's see. But this is a little weird. I'm not getting the actual correct alpha effect. It's getting darker, but it's not the right dark. Put this back to where it was. So question, but what if I get there as a springbok and get inside the cattle's place? Will they attack or will they act like I am one of the cattle's undecided? Undecided. But I do know that I want to, from the game's perspective, right? Let's say it's a matter of survival, like you're trying to get into the farm so you can steal food. The game wants to present you with a challenges to that. Like they don't just want you to let you just do it. You know, there should be some risk, some challenge. The challenge would be, um, let's say you're a herbivore and you need food, so you're gonna go just steal it from the farm, the crops, the farmers. If they see you, they'll come and attack you. Um, we could also do a thing where if you eat the food in front of the cattle and the cattle see you, the cattle can defend the food that they're eating, so they can get territorial about it. So we definitely want to present some kind of challenge to whatever you decide to do, if that is being done to feed yourself, survive, or whatever it is. It definitely is within the bounds of reason that, you know, a farmer wouldn't want to let a wild animal kind of eat the food that's there for their cattle. And also the cattle don't want to give up their food to any other animals because it's their food. Okay, where? Wait, maybe I'm not giving enough time to render. Let me do this again. Just give it a second. Because I don't understand why it's going completely black like this. I don't know if Jerunks are going to get added, but if they will, that's awesome. Well, I'm certainly in favor of it. If they belong, we'll see. We'll cross that bridge if we make it to that bridge. Nothing's ever a sure thing. You know, while I wait for this, I should probably widen the channel. I don't think it's gonna fix it. Let me just switch it back. Now I can look and see what I did for the other thing. There we go. Now we are talking, right? Better. Not quite done, but better. They're African animals? Good, good. Okay, now we want to darken it even more because you can still see the croc. Should be good enough. birds flying overhead, we'll get a better view of this than other animals. A little bit wider. A little darker. Hang on.